G'day everyone, Kwaka John here. It's time for live stream. Yes, Alan, here we go. Actually, there's 4 people watching. You're one, so there's a few people watching tonight. That's really good. We had 48 views from last week's live stream, which was really good. Really pleased about that. I should say there's a 4-second time delay from when I speak to when Alan hears me, and it takes YouTube 12 hours to add the comments to the video when it's posted. Yeah, I guess I'll join in. I'm glad you were there, Alan. You're always there right at the start. Jamie was a maybe, Ron was a definite, and Walter said he'd be here. Ah, there. So let's see, for you it's 7 o'clock in the morning on a Thursday. So, g'day Ron. Trying to keep your eyes open. For Ron and me it's 10 p.m. Alan's from America and Ron and I are here in Brisbane, Australia. And Walter. Good on you, Walter. I didn't get round to reminding you, so I'm glad you remembered. Well, Ron's here tonight. Alan's here from America. And Ron is here from Brisbane, Australia. He lives in the same city that I do. So what have you guys been up to? I know Walter's waiting for his bike probably to arrive tomorrow, which is pretty exciting. And I know Ron went for a ride over the weekend. I think he's been busy during the week. 2 and 2, some balance. Yeah, Walter's in America, Walter's in Maryland, and Alan's in Michigan. So what's the weather like in Maryland, Walter? So fall temps are just before winter. But of course you guys are heading into summer. Raining. And 74 degrees Fahrenheit. That's about 22 degrees Celsius. Well, we've got beautiful weather here during the day. It's actually it was quite warm today. It was like a summer's day. It's 26 degrees Celsius, which is 82 degrees Fahrenheit, and not a cloud in the sky. 56 degrees. Oh dear. That's like 13 Celsius. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That's cold. Yeah, I went for a ride this morning. It was such lovely weather. Just a local ride around the area. I bet you hope it's not raining tomorrow, Walter, when your bike arrives. $50. That's 80k. That's a long ride. I did about 40k today, which is about 24, 25 miles. Are you going to collect your bike, Walter? It's still here, Ron. Yeah, you're going an hour away to collect your bike. So I guess you must have a trailer to put it on. Ah, right. Oh, that's good. He's a good friend to help you out. Yeah, you can rent trailers here too. But of course, to rent a trailer, you need a tow bar on your vehicle. Yeah, 60 miles. Well, I had my bike delivered when it was new. They brought it out to the house, which was very good of them. Yours was delivered too. Ah, right. And is that a Ford F-150? Yeah. Yeah, yeah, I noticed about my bike today. When I came home from a ride, I'll need to clean it. The mudguard was quite dusty. Yeah, I've got some videos tonight for for beginner motorcyclists. So we'll be going on to those a bit later in the live stream. So let's see. Alan's got a 2019 Vulcan S. Ron's got a 2020 Vulcan S Cafe, I think it is. And Walter is getting a 2016 Vulcan S tomorrow. You wipe yours down after every ride, Alan. I think I must get into that habit too. It's nice having a nice clean bike. Yeah, well, you go for real long rides, Ron. How long was your last ride? I did see it on Relive, but I can't remember how long it was. Something like 120 kilometres or something. About 70 miles. 2 hours riding. Yeah. Yeah, it is relaxing riding, that's for sure. Plus your mind is focused on what you're doing rather than thinking about the things that are going on around you. Well, I'll move on to viewer photos. Got a few photos tonight. Yeah. Well, the first photo Ron sent me when he went for his ride on Sunday, I think it was. He was riding with 4 other blokes, and all with Vulcan S's. And Ron's the guy in the middle. And I don't know who the other chaps are, but that was quite a group to ride with. Do you want to tell us about your ride, Ron? Or the blokes you met? I presume you met them all on the internet? Yeah, they're all lined up ready to take us on. Oh, yeah, right. So you met them in the Kawasaki Vulcan S group on the internet. No. Yeah, I said to Ron, well, they're all older guys, so they would have been riding, responsibly. So the Ron and his mates apparently went riding through Mount Glorious and Mount Nebo. They're in the mountain range, Diagula mountain range around Brisbane. You might remember I did a video on Mount Nebo Road, which had the views over from Jolly's Lookout over Sanford Valley. Well, he went further than that to Mount Glorious, and so it would have been a really good ride, a challenging ride too. Okay, now what else do I have? I've got yeah, I guess that would be tempting to do, to de-restrict it after you've had the your license for a while. So this is Walter's new bike. Actually, I'll get rid of that. That was when it was on the marketplace. So he's got a lime green Vulcan S. And this is Eddie's bike. He's got the black Vulcan S. And both Eddie and Walter are getting their bikes tomorrow. No, they're restricted here in Australia as well. For lambs, there's for the first 2 years of having a bike license, you have to have a lambs approved motorcycle, and for the Vulcan S to be a approved motorcycle, it needs to be restricted, the power on it. Okay, so they're the bikes that are coming tomorrow. Now, tonight we're going to discuss motorcycle gear a bit. Walter, I know you've got a helmet. Have you bought anything else yet? Yeah, I like the black colour most of all, actually. Yeah, it's true. I'd hate to see it de-restricted because it's fast enough as it is. And I haven't really opened it up. I've been up to 7,000 revs once or twice, but I really haven't gone past 6,000. And the red line's at 9.5. Yeah, Walter. Yeah, well, oh, there you are. Jacket and gloves. Oh, you've got jacket and gloves as well. Well, I know Eddie, like it on 7,000 revs, yeah. I know Eddie's about to buy his motorcycle gear, and he'll be watching this video, I think, to get any further tips. Sounds like the only thing you haven't got yet, Walter, is pants and boots. Yeah. It needs to be armoured, doesn't it? Yeah, well, 75 miles per hour, 6,000 revs. Yeah, I haven't been in at 7,000 revs in Top Gear. That's for sure. So I'll show this photo. Alan sent me in some photos of his gear, which is really good. So that's a photo of all his gear. You haven't got boots there, Alan. Do you have motorcycle boots, Alan? Oh, you can see the shoe. Yeah, yeah, we're getting onto that in a sec. Oh, yeah, you got boots. That's good. So that's his helmet, jacket, normal jeans, a variety of gloves, and that's another jacket. One's leather, is the other one textile? Yeah, they're regular jeans, Walter. So is that what Alan's type of helmet is called? Modular. So Alan's got that type of helmet, and I've got two shoey helmets. The white shoey helmet has a sun visor on it, and the green one, which is what I wear all the time with the camera on it, doesn't have a sun visor. Yeah, the white shoey has a sun visor, the green one doesn't. So, Alan, your helmet's called a modular? Yeah. I was going to ask you why you chose a modular, but that's one reason, is it? Oh, you've got a sun visor, sunscreen on it. Yeah, that's really handy. Really handy. Yeah, well, I don't know about Alan's. Maybe that's a joke, but my white shoe, the sun visor retracts so it doesn't worry at night. Yeah, you must send me in photos of your motorcycle gear, Walter. We can catch up with it next week if you do. So, does anyone have any comments about helmets and what to buy? The only thing I'd say is don't buy them on the internet. You actually need to go in the shop to get it fitted properly. In fact, I was told the green shoey helmet, the size of it is the size, the same size is different in other shoey helmets, so you can't really go by the size. on the internet. Aldi. So why would you recommend Ron not to buy cheap helmets? Besides the fact it's protecting your brain and your face. Safety, yeah, exactly. Oh, all right. That's clever of you, Alan. Okay, so they're the helmets. I'll keep them there just in case we go back to them. Now, what have we got? Let's look at the jackets. All right. Yeah, I don't know what my helmet, what approval it's got for regulations. So the one on the right is a textile jacket, is it, Alan? Hmm. Yeah, I bought a showy helmet or showy helmet when I rode my Kawasaki 1000 in the 1980s, and I just think they got great helmets, have great helmets. Yes, Alan's got a leather jacket, and I think that's a textile. I've got this jacket arriving tomorrow. It should be arriving. I saw Alan's leather jacket from the photo sent me in, and I thought, gee, that looks good. I must buy a leather jacket. So I've got two textile jackets, but the leather jacket here would only be for winter. It'd be just too hot to wear in summer. Now, the whole idea of the jackets are to, yeah, the whole idea of jackets are to, if you come off your bike, you're sliding on the road for about 4 seconds, and the jacket is to protect your skin from massive road rash while you're sliding along the bitumen, and perhaps even further injury. Oh yeah, that's funny, Walter. I was just saying in case anyone watches the video before the words are there. Walter said, "Now I understand why I saw a couple of cows riding motorcycles the other day." Yeah, actually, that jacket is supposed to be a Marlon Brando type of jacket that he wore in the 50s. The movie was the Wild One. Maybe it was the 1950s. Now, so there's a lot of variety of jackets you can buy. I took these photos from my video about motorcycle gear, and It's a bit yeah, you could say they were dying to be in my jacket. So this photo I've just brought up of my jacket, you can see the mesh, which gives ventilation, and you can see the mesh on the left-hand side of the jacket. So this is a summer jacket to give you ventilation in the heat. Now all these jackets have got armour in them, in the shoulders and the elbows, and you need the armour to protect your bones and your joints. Yeah, some of them have removable liners, inner liners. Yours has got armour that's good in the shoulders and elbows, I presume, and some of them are for wet weather, and my dry rider jackets came with liners, which I've taken out, but they're supposed to be suitable for wet weather riding. Let's just see what this photo is. Oh, I know what that is. Yeah, that's this is my pair of Kevlar line jeans. They cost about 200 in Australia, and yeah, for summer I think you need mesh jackets. Not for winter though. That's another reason why I bought the leather jacket, because I've been riding around this winter with summer mesh jackets and it's been cool. So I'll just I'll leave your main picture there, Alan, and I'll get rid of these jacket ones. Yeah, so you can see the motorcycle jeans. If you look closely, you can see the Kevlar lining on the inside of them. So if I come off the bike, I'll be safe from road rash. They also have armour in the knees. Some of these pants can have armour in the hips as well. Mine don't, but that would be a recommendation if you can get it. But certainly armour in the knees. Yeah, I've got a pair of textile touring pants too that I'm only wearing now, but when summer comes I'll go back to the Kevlar jeans. Alright. Yes, that's true. They gave motorcyclists a bit of thought, didn't they? Now, what else have I got here? Okay, now you can see Alan's gloves. He's got a pair of gauntlets. Looks like you've got 4 pair of gloves, Alan. My gloves, I've only got 1 pair of gloves, this pair here. They cost me about $80 Australian. And you can see that it's got armour where your knuckles are, where my thumb is, that's the armour for the knuckles. And then it's got padding, additional padding where the fingers are, and also on where the fingernails are. So As well as being leather gloves, it's got that additional armour and padding to protect your fingers and knuckles. So Walter, you've got your gloves. Are they armoured at all? Do they have extra padding or protection on them? Do you fancy having Kevlar lined gloves? I hadn't heard of that before, but that'd be really good. Tight fit, oh yeah. Yeah, mine are a tight, comfortable fit. I've been wanting to say this. Anyone watching the videos and thinking that smoking is cool, I'd recommend don't taking it up. It's alright for the first 15 years, but then after that you start to get health problems. Right, so they're not so good, comfortable to wear for summer. Yeah, we know what you mean. And here's the last photo that I've got to do with motorcycle gear. This is one of my boots. Now you can see how high the boot is. So one is it's very difficult for the boots to come off your feet in an accident, as I've seen in a number of accident videos. With shoes that people have been wearing, they come flying off, and it protects the ankle, and they're leather boots, of course, and down at the toe it's very hard, so to protect your toes. Plus also that's where you're changing, well, not your toes so much, further up the foot is where you're changing your gears. But it's also extra protection in case your foot slips off while you're riding. Yeah, I can't help you, Walter, off the top of my head. I can't remember what brand my boot was. Nor can I remember how much they cost. Oh, I see you, Ron. Yeah, it's 11:15 here in Brisbane, and Ron's working tomorrow. Thanks for joining in, mate. Yeah, I'll try and dig out what brand boot it was for next week, Walter. Although, of course, I bought mine here in Australia. Is that what you meant by speed and strength? Is that the name of the brand? Okay, I'll move on to, right. Yeah, I couldn't make sense of that, but now I can. Speed and strength is the brand. So I'll move on to the Hall of Fame, and I've added Eddie's bike and Walter's bike, though they haven't given their bikes their names yet. Well, they haven't even got their bikes yet. It should be tomorrow, so maybe by next week they'll have a name for them. So my bike is the Green Hornet. Alan's bike is Misty. Jamie's bike is Spock. Ron's bike is My Mistress. Vulcan bike is Sathish bike. He's from India. Then there's Eddie's bike. Eddie's is from Perth, Australia. And of course Walter's bike from Maryland, USA. So Walter, when you get your bike, when you get your bike, Walter, can you send in a side-on photo of it like we have? And then it will be a better photo. Now, I'm going to move on to beginner motorcyclists. Normally I'd bring out one short video per week, but because both Eddie and Walter are getting their new bikes tomorrow, I wanted to do a few videos tonight. I don't know if these videos will help you guys, but I found them helpful when the concept's helpful when I was learning. Yeah, I'm sure a name will come to you once you're actually sitting on your bike. So I'll play the first beginner motorcyclist video. This is a new series, and I've actually got 6 short videos tonight for us to discuss. So the first video is on the initial fear of riding a motorbike. Today I'm beginning a series called Beginner Motorcyclists. It is a short video series on riding your first motorbike. The short video is designed to start a discussion on the particular topic in live stream. Today I am talking about the initial fear that a person has before they first ride the motorcycle. Every person who is about to ride their first motorcycle experiences this, and it is quite normal to have an initial fear of the unknown of riding a powerful motorbike. So the first thing is quite normal, and everyone experiences this initial fear. What we must realise is that as soon as you're on the motorbike and riding, that initial fear goes when you realise that the bike is under your control. So the initial fear that a person has before riding their first motorcycle is something in your mind, and it is something that you must disregard and overcome because it is unfounded. Okay. Oh yeah, it's unmuted, the microphone. Okay, so that's the first short video on talking about the initial fear that almost everyone has when they're riding their first motorbike. So Walter is doing that in the next day or two. Alan, I know that I had that fear when I got my 2020 Vulcan SE. It was a couple of days before I could ride it, and it was sitting in the garage. I'd sit on it, and I was very nervous about riding it. One, because it was a brand new bike and I didn't want to drop it, but also I was very much aware of the power of the bike. Yeah, I know, Walter, you've got a bit of trepidation, but as I say in the video, you know, that's quite normal, and it's probably helpful because it gives you a respect for the motorbike. Yes, I was going to ask you, Alan, how you felt when you first got your Vulcan S. Alan says the initial fear is not knowing what to expect from the bike and yourself. I think that's true too. Yeah, I had a white 2017 Vulcan S before my 2020, and the other thing was getting used to the forward foot pegs. But I actually found by the first corner, once I negotiated the first corner, I was so much more comfortable on the bike, and my fears, my concerns, my worries had gone. Forward controls, clutch engagement, and shifting. Yes, when you start off, one of the things you have to do is respect the power of the bike. And anyway, the other videos I've got in this beginner motorcyclist talks about getting used to the gears and the throttle. Yeah, a cushion of safety, a margin of safety around the bike. Well, I think it's at the start, it's just a matter of taking it real easy, respecting the power of the bike, and just taking it real easy and slow. And even though, Walter, you've got that worry at the moment, be assured, once you're on the bike, after 5 minutes or the first corner, you'll find that'll go. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, well, I just rode around a couple of blocks around my house and slowly got used to it that way. Okay, I'll bring up the second video. Today I'm beginning a series called Beginner Motorcyclist. It is a short riding. First, on the left handlebar, we have the clutch lever. Now, when you pull the clutch lever in, the clutch is engaged. And as you slowly release the clutch lever, then the gear that you're in is engaged. As we move down to the left foot peg, where your foot rests while you're riding, we can see the gear lever. Now you move the gear lever with the toe of your foot. You move it up and down according to change gears. Now my gearbox is a 6-speed gearbox, and at the lowest level it's first gear, and then as you move up it goes from first to neutral, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and similarly as you move down, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, neutral, first. Now as we move to the right hand handlebar, on the actual hand grip is the throttle, and as you move the hand grip towards you, the throttle of the bike and the speed of the bike increases. So if you just move it marginally, you will accelerate slowly, but if you move it swiftly, you will accelerate very fast. Also on the right hand handlebar is the front brake lever, and as you pull the lever in towards you, the front brake progressively applies, and as you release the lever, the brake is released. Now on a motorbike, when you apply the front brake, it is very important to apply it slowly. Otherwise the bike becomes unstable and you'll be thrown off. Now on the right hand foot peg is the rear brake lever, and as you apply pressure on the brake lever, then the rear brake applies, and similarly when you release the pressure on the lever with your foot. Now these are the basic controls all motorcycles. Okay, that video came from my video, The Basic Controls of All Motorcycles. And so it had a look at which are in the position for all bikes. So we had a look at the clutch, the throttle, the front and rear brakes, and the gear lever. Now I found that for the first 3 or 4 weeks of riding, and I wasn't riding every day, it's like a couple times a week, that I was just concentrating on timing the throttle and the clutch and the gears and the brakes. And after about 3 or 4 weeks, then it became natural, and I don't think about it anymore. It's just a natural part of my riding. So, what do you guys feel about the controls of the motorbike? Does your bike want to have ABS brakes? Do you know? It probably does. I don't. Yeah, Walter, do you know if your bike has ABS brakes? It makes a big difference for, well, for anyone, but particularly a learner if it's got ABS brakes because, it does. Oh, excellent. Because it means that if you inadvertently put the brakes on too hard, then the ABS kicks in and you won't be thrown off the bike. And while you're learning, that's easy to do. Yeah, I find it so easy to changing gears on the Vulcan S, and the clutch is really good. And the throttle control, yeah. Yeah, you're right, Alan. One of the fears is not knowing how the bike will react. And you really have to twist the throttle to get it to take off fast. You can, the Vulcan S, you can very easily just plod along at slow speed while you're learning. I suppose where are we there? If that's my throttle hand, by turning by about that much, that's probably a bit too much. Yeah, about that much, and then the bike will just accelerate slowly. Yeah, basically, well, you'll be showing this in the MSF course, but basically, when you have to brake in an emergency, even then you don't grab at the brake. Yeah, you just your front brake in particular, and your rear brake, you just slowly close the brake lever like a millimetre at a time. Yeah, by stabbing the brakes, it means just grabbing the brake lever really hard as compared to a slow progressive brake. At least you're covered with the ABS. If you brake too hard, the ABS will kick in and keep you safe. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Okay, I'll go to the next video. It's about the friction zone. First, on the left handlebar, we have the clutch lever. Okay, you're on your motorcycle, so what do? How do you start riding your new motorcycle? Well, the first thing you got to do is put the step stand up. Now, if you're riding with your steps stand down and take a left-hand corner, it will throw you off the bike. It is very dangerous. Now I'll put the step stand back down and I'll show you something on my bike. Okay, clutch in and in first gear and the motor cuts. That is the safety feature of this bike and most bikes. So, step stand up. Now, there are 4 steps in riding your first motorcycle. And in this video I'll go through the 4 steps. Now I'm on a slight uphill, which means I need to apply the brake a bit. Okay, start the motor. And you put it clutch in and put it in first gear. Right. Now, I don't have my hand on the throttle, nor the brakes. My hand is resting on the throttle, but I'm not turning it at all. We'll just wait for this car to go by. Okay, what you need to do in the first step is to slowly release the clutch, a millimetre at a time, until you feel the gear beginning to grab. And you can hear the revs drop a bit, and there's the big gear beginning to grab. That is called the friction zone of the clutch. Now the clutch is not like a car clutch. If you were doing this with a car clutch, you'd be riding the clutch and you'd be up for expensive repairs. But a motorcycle clutch is not like a car clutch. In fact, to do slide riding, you must have the clutch in the friction zone. Now I'll just release the, there we go. We're now in the friction zone of the clutch where the gear is engaging. Okay, so that's the friction zone. Now you'll know this, not only will you hear the revs drop a bit, but also you'll feel the motor, and the bike will move forward slightly, rock forwards and backs. Now that's the first step in riding your first motorcycle. If you release the clutch too quickly, the bike will stall. And that's okay, you just start again. Okay, so that's step 1. Right. I don't know why I called the side stand the step stand. You'll have to excuse me there. I was talking about the side stand. So the Vulcan S has a feature, and I think most modern bikes do now. If your side stand is down and you put it in gear, the motor immediately cuts as a safety feature. Because to begin with, it is easy to forget to put the side stand up. Right, so that was the friction zone. Any new bike that anyone gets on, even if they're a seasoned rider, the first thing you got to do is find the friction zone of the clutch. That assists you in changing gears and also in knowing, being able to handle the bike at slow speeds. These short videos I'm showing now are from my video, The Steps on Riding Your First Motorcycle. So Alan, what can you tell us about your experience of the friction zone? Do you think most motorcyclists have heard of the friction zone? I guess so. Ah, thanks, Walter. Yeah, the next one or two videos, they're very basic. Yeah, yeah, I cover about that, I think, in the next video. They're very basic, but they're what I learned when I was doing my learner course, some of it. And if you're getting familiar with a new bike, you might find it helpful. I don't know, Walter, but I thought I'd include them tonight just in case you find them helpful. So I'll play the next one.
Okay, you're on your motorcycle, so what do? How do you start? Riding. Now with step 2, both my feet are on the ground. And I'm not touching the brake or the throttle. I'm resting my hand on the throttle, both feet are on the ground. And now, again, you're in first gear and slowly release the clutch to the friction zone. Okay, there's the friction zone, both feet on the ground. Now just release it another millimetre and the bike will slowly move forward. You're both feet on the ground, you're walking with the bike. That's step 2.
Okay, so that's very basic, but it's just to get someone used to the motorbike. Good one, Walter. Yeah, if we have that attitude, it will really help, that's for sure, all of us. Yeah, it's just getting used to the bike if you haven't been on a bike before, and getting used to the clutch. At that stage, you're not using the throttle or the brakes, just walking the bike. So I'll go, there's 2 more short videos, I'll go to the next one.
Now with step 2, both my feet are step 3. With step 3, again, you're not applying the brakes or the throttle at all. You're doing this at idling speed. And this time you'll have one foot on the peg. Now, again, find your friction zone. Okay, there's a friction zone. Now, very slowly release the clutch. Remember, it's not like a car clutch. You're not riding the clutch. Just slowly release the clutch. And the bike will just move forward at idling speed. And you're just riding along. I'm doing 9 kilometres an hour in first gear at idling speed. That's stage 3, step 3. Now to stop, you just put the clutch in and apply the brakes. Okay, so now you're moving your bike along in first gear at idling speed. So now we'll take it to step 4. You'll need to practice step 3 a number of times.
Okay, that bike, the 2017 white Vulcan S that I had, didn't have a booster plug. So you see the bike shuddering as it's idling along. And if you release the clutch too quickly, the bike will stall, and that's okay. You just start again. It won't damage the bike at all. And so there you're not using the throttle at all. You have one foot on your right foot on your peg, left foot on the ground. You slowly release, very slowly release the clutch, and the bike moves forward in first gear. And of course, you put your left foot up on the peg. So I was trundling along at 9 kilometres an hour in first gear at idling speed. So that was a good way to start. And of course, there's no panic involved in that. You're just going very slowly. You're in first gear, you're not changing gears. You can pull the clutch in and brake if you have to. And you're just going along very slowly, learning about balance and just moving forward slowly. Alan, did you watch that video of mine, The Steps of Riding Your First Motorcycle, before you rode your bike, or you didn't watch it? I know you've had previous experience of riding a bike 30 odd years ago, like I did. Yeah. Well, did you find this video helpful when you first started riding your 2019 Vulcan S? The instructor didn't show me about idling, you know, what that video did, idling along at in first gear. But I thought I could see that would be the next logical step. Good on you, Alan. Well, I think there's one short video left to go. Oh yeah, and that's moving through the gears.
Now step 4, you can hear the idling revs. You just increase the revs a bit, like so, and then release the clutch at the same time slowly, and then you're going along in first gear. And you're just riding along in first gear. Now you need to do this for a while, and when you get confident with this and your balance is right, Then you can move it up through the gears. First, second, third, and so on.
Yeah, well, I did the test in the Vulcan S. The Vulcan S, any cruiser bike is a little more difficult to turn, and my instructor was very good my instructor was very good with the figure eight. He let me ride the figure eight until I got it right, and you can do it in the Vulcan S, no worries, but you have to lean the bike as you're turning, and it's also got to do with the angle of the front wheel. I was told that the front forks go out forward, and the wheel is further forward, like you're saying, on the wheelbase. And so with the Vulcan S, I did the test in that. There was just one part of the test where I swapped to a 250. It was a really tight turn, and I almost got it with the Vulcan S, but not quite. But on the 250, it was really easy. So he passed me on that because I did it on the 250. But the rest of the test was all on the Vulcan S. And I preferred it that way. When it came to the lessons, I had two instructors. The first one I was riding a 125 and 250, but I changed instructors because he let me ride the Vulcan S. And I thought it was good for me to practice on the Vulcan S and also use it in the lessons and use it in the tests. So I had the one bike, and I practiced on it, rode it, and knew what its behaviour was. So I wanted to do it all on the Vulcan S, and the second instructor let me do that. No, well, that's true, Alan. You can't sit up and lean the bike. What I found on the figure eight is that if I went a bit faster, I can't remember what gear I was in, first or second, but if I took it slowly, it was really difficult. But if I went a bit faster, and it was easier to lean the bike, and you could do a tight turn on the figure eight. To begin with the figure eight, I was trying to turn with the handle grips, and the instructors said, how do you turn a bike? And I said, you lean. And he said, yeah, that's what you got to do. And it was a lot easier than what I was trying to do. Oh, definitely, Walter. If you can do it on a Vulcan S, you can do it on smaller bikes. But yeah, anyway, you might find apparently on the MSF course they won't let you use the Vulcan S. Apparently, you have to use a 125 or 250. My instructor was really good. Basically, he was very patient, and basically he just let me find my own way with a few tips here and there, which was really helpful to me. The tight 20-foot turns. Oh, yeah. Anyway, when you first get your bike, the thing is to be riding in a straight line as much as you can. And if I was riding my first bike, I'd do what I showed in those videos. That's the way I'd approach it, because you're not going too fast at any point. And you're getting used to the clutch, the throttle in the last video, and also the brakes, and getting your balance on the bike as well, getting used to that. Yeah, the instructor told me that if you weren't on the bike, and say the bike was doing, I don't know, say 30 miles per hour, the bike would keep going in a straight line, even if you weren't on the bike. And unless, you know, something untoward hit it from the side or something. But the bike maintains its own perfect balance. The MSF class that Alan and Walter are talking about is the learner class in America. Yeah, well, that's what I did, Walter. I said I still have them in the garage, actually. I bought cones for practicing. I didn't actually use them in practice until after I had my license, and then I used them for some videos. But it's a good idea. And the other thing I found about their bikes, their 125s, 250s, is that they were beaten up, and I found it difficult to change the gears on them. And was my Vulcan S, it was, you know, real easy to ride. And I had trouble riding their beaten up bikes. Well, we won't have the crash video tonight, or what's the other one? The funny video. Uh, yeah, 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 yeah. I use them for the learner videos. I did 6 learner videos, I think it was. The things that I had to learn in my learner course to pass my license. Yeah. You'll probably find that too, Walter, when you use their bikes. Plus, a guy my size, I felt pretty silly on a 125, particularly when 30 odd years ago I rode a 1000cc. It was pretty funny. Yeah, we moved the live stream to tonight just for this week, so Walter could join us because he couldn't join us on Wednesday, but next week he'll be back on Wednesday again. Okay, well, we've been going for an hour and 25 minutes, 5 minutes for the countdown. So I'll show the website and Facebook video. Quaker John has a website. One way of going to the website is to Google Quaker John. Another way is by going to the top right hand corner of my YouTube channel page, and there you will see Quaker John website. Click on that and it will take you to the website. On the website you may click onto the YouTube channel or to the Facebook page. On the Quaker John website, among other things, there is the merchandise page where you may purchase Quaker John merchandise if you wish. And you may also support the channel financially if you wish. Okay, I'll just go to the Facebook short video. Quaker John is on Facebook. There are two ways of reaching Quaker John's Facebook page. If you go to Facebook and enter Quaker John in the search, then you will go to the Quaker John Facebook page. Or you may go to my YouTube channel and in the top right hand corner you will see the Facebook symbol. If you click on this symbol, then it will take you to Quaker John on Facebook. On the Quaker John Facebook page, I'll be talking about my rides and rides coming up and other interesting information. The guys have gathered to the chat group on the Quaker John Facebook page where they meet and greet. If you are a subscriber of the channel, you are most welcome to join us. Become a friend of Quaker John on Facebook. Okay, any final thoughts on what we've seen tonight? We discussed motorcycle gear and then, of course, the beginner motorcyclist series. Oh, the other thing the instructor kept telling me is to keep my head up. As Alan has said, and the instructor said it too, where you're looking is where the bike follows. And if your head is down and you're looking at the bike, then it's easy to drop the bike. So you've got to keep your head up high and looking where you're going to ride. You have to learn to do all the gear control movements naturally. Yeah, I know. It's an hour and a half now. But I thought it was important to do the beginner motorcyclist series, all those videos, just in case it helped Walter and Eddie with their new bikes. Okay, I'll just put up the last screens. Quaker John is on Facebook. The viewer, if you're sending in photos or emails, photos or videos, send them to john@quakerjohn.com.au, my email address, and my website is www.quakerjohn.com.au. Yeah, actually the crash video I had for tonight, but I'll show it next week now. You can see the guy on the corner. He's looking, his head is turned toward the side of the road where he's going to crash, rather than looking where he wants the bike to go to stay on the road. Well, thanks for your appreciation, you guys. I appreciate your that you enjoy the live stream. Thanks very much, guys. Okay, the final screen is about next week's live stream. Live stream number 17 will be on Wednesday, the 12th of August at 10 p.m. Brisbane, Australia local time. Yeah, see you, Alan. See you, Walter. Thank you both for joining in the live stream. Without you guys, there wouldn't be a live stream, so thank you very much. See yous.